All right. How to deal with the train wreck week. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa, and I am a marketing strategist. I have Tracy Taylor, who is a marketing guru, social media guru, as far as I'm concerned. And but she is with TNT Marketing. I'm with Ashford Digital. Together, we bring you marketing tips with Tracy and Tessa. And today, we are talking about how to handle that stress of a train wreck week and get through it. So I know, Tracy, you've had those weeks, haven't you?
Yes, I've actually had the pleasure of having several in a row. So a lot of these tips that we're going to talk about today have helped me greatly, and I hope that they will help you because all in all, we all have them.
Yes, absolutely. So I guess we have at least 15-ish. So we're just going to kind of go through them fast and we'll throw in some of our favorites. I know for me, getting away from work, if it's at work, getting away, like taking a walk is huge. Just like getting out and getting fresh air, removing yourself from the situation has helped me on numerous occasions. And Tracy's a really active person. She works out a lot. There's a lot of science behind, working out your energy and your stress. So I know you work out bright in the morning and start off on the right foot.
Mostly. That habit has been put to the side for a couple of months due to some things, but Monday is the restart of that. So I'm looking forward to doing that because with that exercise, taking a walk also will be taking those deep breaths.
Yes, number 2, which is taking deep breaths. And I know my watch does a timer. So every now and then it will try to make me take deep breaths. So I do, if I'm extra stressed, I actually take the time to do the one on my Apple Watch, but you can just take deep breaths, like even 3 to 5, I've heard is enough to help you get the oxygen into your brain and kind of change the mood for sure. Also have to say that if you're doing the deep breathing when you're stressed with somebody who's making you angry, it helps you to take the time to think before you say something. If it's one of those weeks where you're like, somebody's mad or somebody's upset about something, just give yourself like at least 2 breaths before you reply, and it puts your mind in a better space. Awesome. So I don't know if you do this one, but Tracy, do you stretch a lot?
So maybe not, I wouldn't necessarily say stretch, but I think sometimes I get up and I kind of do some things, like at my desk, like I kind of lean and move and, just kind of, I guess I do stretch my back out, but I might, kind of lean over and kind of stretch my hips out a little bit just because that opens up, a lot of that stuff. And with that comes the breathing and just kind of taking a moment to just listen, listen to what your body needs.
Awesome. So if you're joining us live, please #live. I see a couple people popping in. So #live and let us know which one of these are your favorites to deal with a train wreck week or de-stress. So number 4, we have meditate with an app. I think there's a lot to be said about how many different ways there are to do meditation. I have one that's called Positive Intelligence, and it literally has a 2-minute meditation. So if you can do 2 minutes anytime, like you can do meditating.
There's some great things out there. It's YouTube and it's meditation, and you can stop and listen to it and then just.
I think Tracy might need some meditation at her office today. It sounds like chaos.
It's a little wild in here today. It's a little wild.
But hey, that's co-working spaces. We know it happens. So let's see, meditating with an app or YouTube, just give yourself even a couple minutes of it. And
have a good time.
Like a little break, right? So make a checklist and an action plan. When things are crazy, when everything's a hot mess, for me, a checklist is helpful. It helps me to put into perspective what I actually need to have done. And I know Tracy's a checklist person. Yep, there you go.
I have that from yesterday. So and my favorite thing about a checklist
To highlight that it's done?
Yes.
Oh, see, now that's a good thing instead of a scratch.
I use a highlighter because then I can still read it in case I need to kind of go through. So I like that.
I like that. So one other thing I can say about a checklist is sometimes I quarter if things are extra crazy. I fold my paper so I have 4 quadrants.
Yes.
So I start prioritizing on important or not important, urgent, not urgent.
That's a great.
Okay. And that quadrant that has like the not important, not urgent, like I just give myself like the space to forget about it for at least a while, like a week. Total time.
I like to say that non-important quadrant, that for me, that is non-income producing activity.
Yeah.
So that way I can say, okay, this is over here. This is a priority. This is a priority, and this is a priority. So that's awesome.
Give yourself like that, space to say, I don't need to be doing this. It doesn't need to stress me out. And then after I've done that quadrant, I take all those things that are the most important and put those on my checklist. So the ones that aren't, like I almost stash the paper away. I know it's written down. My brain can kind of let go of that item to say, we're going to take care of this another time.
Yeah.
So that was to make a checklist and an action plan. Now, my favorite, which I'm really bad at actually, is talk it out with a friend, because Tracy helps me to put into perspective things.
I'm good at that part. That part, I can walk away. I can make a phone call. I can kind of look at it and say, okay, maybe this is this. So I'm good at that. And but yeah, always.
Yeah. See, now I'm really bad about wanting to take someone else's time. So I may have a problem. I'm like, oh, I could, let me call Tracy. Well, Tracy's busy too. So one thing you can do is get into like a Facebook group or something where you have people that you can bounce ideas off of that, they're in there when they have the time to be in there, right? So you have kind of like a posse of girls or business owners or anyone that can help relate to you. Hey, Rita, good to have you here. Good morning. So talking something out with a friend also gives you a different perspective. I know with Tracy or Kai, if I'm having a hard time in my business, I can't see what's going on in my business. And they have this outside perspective and they can say, Tessa, don't you know? I mean, this person's they don't even care, Tessa, like you're overreacting or whatever it might be. So having somebody to talk it out with makes a big difference. And I know you mentioned this one about getting inspired with a TED Talk. I mean, this could go a lot of different ways, but anything that inspires you.
Well, I want to give a quick story about this. So, so the last couple weeks has been a train wreck for us. We've had a super sick puppy. Well, he's not a puppy. He was an old man. And unfortunately, we did have to let him go over the weekend. And in the meantime, we had a visitation for my stepdaughter, which is amazing. We got her for 10 days and that was so much fun, but it was just back to back to back to back to back. We've been dealing with this for months. And so finally we were going somewhere and I got a notification on Audible and I bought a new book. Well, the other morning, my husband went to work. I was going to do something with her, but I had to work at home for a minute. I literally turned the TV down. I turned on my new book. I listened to 6 chapters while I worked, and it was awesome. And then she and I went and did what we wanted to do. We came back home. I got to work some more. And then this morning, when I was getting up and getting ready for the day, I listened to several more chapters of that. And that way I can do it. And sometimes it may not be an Audible book. It might be a podcast series that I'm, loving. But that is one thing. And I'm going to hop back up to the top when it said stretch or exercise. I always listen to podcasts or Audible books during that time, and I feel unstoppable when I do that. So I just want to let you guys know it's crazy. And it doesn't matter how it gets, whether that's a podcast, a TED Talk, or, blast your favorite music for a few minutes. I don't know what to do that and give yourself that time because it's going to be okay and it's going to work out. And even my husband said this morning, I said, our kitchen was a train wreck from the last 10 days. And I said, hair washed, check, mission kitchen checked. You know, and I listen to more of my book. Check, this is great. And immediately my husband knows that that's my thing, and he said, "Don't you feel awesome now?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually, I do feel pretty good. I can conquer the day." So in that, I just want you guys to know we're not just telling you these things; like they legit work. And then, I think I'm gonna hop into number 8 because it's one of my favorites.
Yes. Yes,
So,
Rita, sorry. She has somebody in the office with her. It's
no,
not a TV.
somebody, yeah, I have Carrie's on another thing. So Rita, yes, you can hear half conversation. Okay. Number 8 is use essential oils.
Oh, yes.
And I have them. To the right of me is actually a diffuser. I did not come in and put anything in it this morning, but I brought a new oil with me to put in it. So when we get done, I will be loading it. And it is awesome to have that in the background.
I love the essential oils. In fact, I was pestering Tracy to get some that I do internally. So I love lemon and water. And that actually, I just realized that I haven't had that in a couple weeks because I moved my lemon. And now I'm realizing, hey, that's why I'm not feeling my great self right now. But, definitely essential oils, you can put them in your space if you prefer to wear the essential oils like I do with Balance, which is one of the ones that I love that in the morning. I don't know why. Or Valor or any of these brands that have like something that you love, but it also has some benefits. Lavender for calming. I mean, there's so many, right?
They're so amazing. I love them. So number 9 for me is going to be a little sad. However, I have to say, interact with an animal, but I will tell you guys this. We do have a little 9-pound fluff at home, and that was Benny's kitty. So she is still home, and she is amazing. And just her interaction and her personality is so cool.
Right. Well, and we have a new puppy, which is crazy. Crazy, let me tell you. I have spent the last week trying to figure out how to make my life bend around hers right now. But it does make it, I think that I'm actually.
You have to get her in a schedule.
I know. Actually, I wrote it down. I bet my boyfriend's going to come home and think I am insane because it literally says, here's the whole puppy schedule. Here's what she's done today. And I write down like, oh, she went out at this time. But to me, it's been right. And it's been amazing though, because I have made more time in one day because I'm saying, oh, I've got a schedule. I get up early. I have not walked around my whole property in like forever. I don't get out and walk. And this little puppy is like, I'm going to run the property. So,
right.
But even if there's a cat outside or you have, any animal, like you can look at a bird, it's not about being like, just take a breath and like see what's around you. A squirrel crossing the road. I mean, focusing on anything else for just a couple minutes and realizing that life still goes on, no matter how stressful we think it is, it makes a big difference. But petting an animal obviously is awesome. So work outside. I see Tracy, she has like pictures of her being outside all the time. And do you work outside sometimes?
No, but sometimes I do sit outside at home until I can work from the patio. It's kind of cool. And we do have a patio here at the office. So, we like to go outside. We like to be outside. But I don't just always work outside.
Yeah, and if you are in Tennessee, like we are, you don't go outside when it's like this. It's like a swimming pool out there. You just walk outside and you're swimming through humidity. But I do think there's something to be said about getting out like early in the morning. I love to be on my patio and just work outside and get some fresh air while I'm working. I would love to be able to. Downtown Chicago, when I lived downtown, I would go outside and just, there's internet Wi-Fi everywhere. So you could pretty much be anywhere and have free Wi-Fi somewhere. But that was a really cool thing about being in the city. Okay, so number 11 is listen to music, which we talked about a little bit, but you could, put your music on. I know we have some like soft music that doesn't have words that I can listen to. I can't listen to I'm like one of those that gets easily distracted. I could not do what Tracy's doing. I would drive me crazy.
Turn it on in the background. Sometimes I'll just turn on my music and I'll pick a playlist or something and I'll turn it on and I'll just sit over here and I literally just go to town. So that's something that It works for me.
I have what are called binaural beats, or they actually do alpha or beta waves. So there's certain tones that actually put your body into different states of being able to think or learn or relax and all those. So I am big on that. They have one that's called Focus. There is no words, but it has this rhythm to the music, and you have to wear stereo headphones. That is amazing for me. Plus, I put it on at night with subliminal messaging for like abundance or any of the things that are causing me stress. Right? Procrastination is a big one that I listen to on a regular basis if I keep putting something off. But that one I like.
Stop it.
This one is Mind. I think I will put it in the chat for you guys though, because a lot of people have asked me about that one. So I'll put who I listen to on that. So next one, I know we're almost there, Tracy, taking a reading break, which is kind of what you were talking about too. And then take a power nap. Do you nap, Tracy? Can you nap?
So fun fact. So I'm a two-way napper. I'm either a 20-minute napper or a 4-hour napper. So I have to be very careful about, I'm going to take a nap, because it's either a 20 minute and I wake up feeling amazing, or it's a 4-hour and I just lost half my day, because that's just how my body does. So, yeah, so I try not to. I mean, I'm not opposed to, this is probably really bad to even admit, but if I need a power nap, the best way for me to do that is to go to the tanning bed for a minute and have an adult attitude adjustment, because it is timed and I can do that. But oftentimes when I do that, I play a YouTube meditation. And so I get multiple things accomplished at one time.
Hey, I like that. But I agree. I'm really bad, and little naps are better, but I can't do a whole, if I go to bed, if I sleep, it's going to be 4 hours, hands down. And then I'm going to be really, really weird and groggy. Yeah. So one thing can say though, is that with having a puppy, she was up every 2 hours. I took cat naps and I don't do them. And I was like, if I don't take a cat nap right now, I'm going to not only squish this little beautiful puppy here, but I am probably just going to walk out in front of a car. I was so tired and so delirious that I did what Tracy did with some little, like music to kind of calm me down. And, and then I set a timer. And so, yeah. And you'll just have to figure out, or in your car or a break room, or even I've laid on my floor before recently.
I've done all kinds of things. I like to do that. So,
So two more for you guys. Reach out for tea instead of coffee. Yeah. So if you over caffeinate yourself, you can definitely get a reaction.
Careful, tea has caffeine in it too. So sometimes I think I would rather on this one. I think I would rather say reach for the water, because your body needs more water, and we always neglect it in that sense. And so, reach for water. I'm gonna change it. Reach for water.
Yeah, absolutely. And other energy sources can really help, I would say. I mean, I love to use some of the essential oils, and that gives me a little boost in my water. Like lemon seems to make a big difference.
I love lemon and I love grapefruit together.
Yeah. Ooh, that sounds good. Yep, we're almost there, guys. So number 15, which is put your mental health first. What you cannot help other people unless you are in a place of being full, right? So a lot of people say that you can't pour from your cup if there's nothing in it.
Right. You can't pour from an empty cup. So take care of yourself. Know what you need. Sometimes that may be blocking off your calendar and staying at home for a few minutes. It might be laying in bed. It might be taking a nap. It might be calling a friend. It might be dancing it out. It might be whatever you need.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Tracy. And Rita, hang around for just 1 second. I'll tell you about the headset. So I actually wear a headset that you wear at night. It's actually like a headband, and it has speakers in it. It's wireless, and you don't get all tangled up in anything. And you can and you can lay down anywhere with it, or you can run. Yes. So I'm going to put it in
Put
or
the
even
link in there. Get it.
yeah, for sure, and it's super cheap. They had it on Amazon, but I mean, the one that I used was acoustic sheep is more expensive. It's around $100, but you can get the same type of thing on Amazon for like $30
That's
max.
cool.
And you just plug it in at night or, during the day and then wear it at night. It's awesome.
That's the thing there
They
for.
also have a sleep mask version. So they have a sleep mask version with headset so you can listen to music and be in the dark. I have that one.
Wow. Okay.
So I will put the links in the chat for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We try to be here every Thursday at 11 p.m.
Every Thursday at 11. See, I was trying to do the calming bath. I was looking that up from doTERRA because the adaptive, either the oil or to diffuse or to have the roller or even the bath gel, it's really awesome. And I will say I love the oils. Now, even though my husband says that they're witch doctory, but that's okay because they do work and he knows better. I like to do that. And some people, maybe for me, like this morning, I cleaned up the kitchen before I left. That way, when I come back home, it's done and everything looks pretty. So do whatever you have to do for you and just make sure that you can take a step out, take a break, do whichever, because we're all different. And what works for Tessa and I, the opposite things may work for you, but
yeah, absolutely. So let us know what you
around.
Yeah, and let us know in the chat what you do to de-stress or deal with train wreck weeks, because we all have them. Any advice that you have, put them in the chat for us so that we can share with other people. I'm totally curious, Rita, what you do and what stresses you out most too. So for me, it's like stress in too many clients going on or something. Websites down, hands down, one of my biggest stressors.
Don't call over the website down.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, that's so much stress on everyone, right? Your money centers and everything. So let us know what stresses you out and how you deal with it so we can share it out to everyone. And next week, do you know what our topic, Tracy, do you want to commit to a topic for next week? And we have simple ways to grow your email list using social media. And we also have how to create a marketing strategy. So those are all on the list coming up. TikTok marketing tips.
Let's talk about that marketing strategy because
perfect.
We've got some new things, and that would start out with an assessment.
All right.
So let's do that next week.
All right. Behind the scenes, creating a marketing strategy with an assessment. Awesome. Yeah. See you guys all next week. Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.